Alright, got a new build today. Probably my final build of hardcore trade, at least. I don't know if it'll be the last one of the league, but it's my third character in HC trade, and that means I've made 3 different mercenaries for 3 different characters. And I can't make anymore, so if I do another build, I'm probably just fresh start something else. But this is a really cool one. So this is a VOIDFORGE build with Molten Strike of the Zenith. I'm gonna try to really quickly go through like what it's doing, and then we'll just show it off a little bit so you can see the gameplay. But I've dumped a lot of currency into it. It's kind of just like a goofy idea, but it should also be very, very strong. Extremely high damage, and yeah. So it's Molten Strike of the Zenith with a VOIDFORGE. VOIDFORGE gives you a ton of weapon fizz as random element. So you need to get a lot of flat fizz. The way we're doing that is our mercenary. We have a rallying cry mercenary with two-handed weapon, and then I basically stacked him. Almost every single item is just to make this rallying cry better. Like this helmet has war cry buff effect, war cry AoE, and some more war cry buff effect. Body armor implicit has war cry buff effect. We have a strangle gasp with 4 war cry nodes on it. The rings are, well, the warm ring is for me. The time clasp has skill effect duration for the war cry. Boots have a war cry implicit. Gloves don't. They just have Culling Strike, Intimidate, and then Helm's Binding, super good, and has skill effect duration implicit. And all that with an insanely huge amount of physical damage from this Karui chopper. If I pull up my POB really quickly, I have calculated how much flat fizz I should be getting, assuming the mercenary doesn't have any built-in Warcry buff stats. I'm assuming they don't, but if they do, it would be even higher than this. But at full 30 Warcry power, which gets done pretty much guaranteed when there's a unique mob, it is giving us 532 to 843 flat physical damage, which for a VOIDFORGE is an insane amount of flat damage. And then other than that, I wanted to do a 4 flask setup because I found a Progenesis and then just have the perma flasks where they just sustain themselves forever. So we have the Heist Belt to help do that. We have Nimbus because Molten Strike with Nimbus is OP. And then the rest of the gear is kind of just whatever you can see. Stuff in the POB that will be linked. Rattlecash boots for endurance charges because I don't really have a way to generate endurance charges on single target, and also I want to be safe from enemies potentially removing the charges. And then passive tree looks like this, nothing too crazy. And then we have the brutal restraint for the flask charge keystone, just helping us keep those flasks. Handful of flask effect, or flask duration rather, tattoos. And it's a Slayer. So that's what we're doing. Let's put a map in. So I just grabbed a basic ass Shaper Guardian map, but I intentionally rolled it for a lot of extra life, and it also has Enfeeble. The stuff will live longer, or particularly the boss will live longer. Trying this out, recommendation. Ancestral Call instead of multi-strike for clear, and then I'll swap some gems around when I get to the boss. And we'll see. So this was like a very much experimental kind of fun build idea. You'll see, I'm not going to go super fast with it because it's just, I didn't build it for that. There's definitely things that I can, and I'll probably try some of it to speed it up as we go. I just leveled the character yesterday. I'm only level 91. I think mainly more attack speed to just leap quicker would be the biggest thing for clear. Like when you hit the mobs, it's fine. It's just my movement is not super fast, right? It's fine though. It's easy to play. Just jump around and swing. And then you'll see, if I pause the game, you can see this rallying cry buff right here. It's not permanent always up. The mercenary has way more duration relative to cooldown than it needs to theoretically keep it up all the time. But sometimes the AI won't like recast it for a while. Just is what it is. I'm gonna click these shrines off too when I get to the boss.
Waits with open arms. I will accept your decision. Say you have chosen death. Unravel. I won't hold back.
Jump around, bonk the map. And then we'll see. If he's quick on the rallying cry on the boss here, it should die. Here you saw it, yeah. Pretty quick. And it can go even faster. You saw the one giant chunk because that's how Zenith works, right? It's every 5th swing, just does insane damage. Yeah, that's the character. So I'm missing a lot of passives because I'm only level 91. And it's basically purely damage. I think from right now to where my POB was, I first swapped the character over to the VOIDFORGE with Zenith at level 87, and then I checked some numbers, and I think I was doing like 1/5 of the theoretical POB damage. I think at this point I'm probably like 1/3, maybe a little bit better than 1/3. The damage from now until like just getting level 100, and then maybe getting like an awakened multi-strike or something, and some other small things. Well, I guess multi-strike's not a small thing, but is, I don't know exactly right now, but probably like gonna triple, maybe more. I don't know exactly, but it already does like pretty crazy damage, and it's only gonna keep going up by like insane amounts. So, and it's tanky. It's pretty tanky. It's not like insanely tanky. It's not as tanky as a normal build that I think I, between my gear and the mercenaries gear. Hard to say exactly because I was like selling things in between, but it's probably like 350 plus divines total, maybe even 400. There was a bit of screw ups on crafting items, but it's not as tanky as a normal build that has that much investment for me at least. But the damage is easily the highest of any build that, not yet necessarily, it's getting there. It's going to have the highest damage of any build that I've ever played. That is like, there's no doubt about that, and I don't even think it's close. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. I already have a lot of really good items, but there is room for improvements and tweaking and all that, and it'll be fun to min-max it up a bit more. But just wanted to show it off initially. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. See ya.